Hey everyone.
Hey.
Welcome to the Uber channel chat. I mean Uber channel with the chat, or Uber stream. I haven't had lunch yet. I'm here with Ben, I'm Eka. We're gonna go over some SuperMNC content, some of the new user created content that we are releasing. And then we're gonna go to some Planetary Annihilation stuff.
Yep.
And there's some winners and some Logitech giveaways as well.
Yeah, a bunch of Logitech hardware sitting over there for people.
All right, so we're gonna start with the user created content. Can I get the computer on here? All right, I don't know if you guys can see that. So Ben and I have been working on releasing some of the assets for SuperMNC. The first things we released are under here, under with SuperMNC user created content. And we start creating a doc. I'll post about how to get yourself set up if you want to create any custom character extensions, props, hats, whatever else. There's just if you go to the forum under SuperMNC user created content, there's an info section, a sticky post for that. What we did, Ben actually created a UDK compatible shader that will let you preview any of our content on there. So make sure you download UDK. It's free from the udk.com site. And once you get that, just download the material and shader files that will let you see the SuperMNC content. And once you have that, these are all the different assets we have right now. We have all the different pros, some of their weapons, and FBX files if you wanted to take them into an external program like 3 Studio Max or Maya.
And there are some people who have figured out on the forums on how to get stuff into something like Blender, though we don't officially support that.
Yeah. But I do want to mess around with blenders because if people are going to use it, we want to make sure we support it.
Yeah, we can't guarantee that Blender assets are going to work properly without a lot of finagling, but we'll do our best to help out when we can.
There's also some taunts you can look at as well. Some of the taunts don't work. The sound isn't there yet. We'll try to get those worked out, but some of the taunts will crash because they can't find certain props that we haven't put into the packages.
Yeah. We'll be working on that as we go through and try and clean up some of those packages. So we try and post in that thread whenever we update things. Might not show up on the front page, but we are updating them relatively often.
Can we cut back? Okay, so I'm going to launch UDK.
The sound levels are going to be okay on this? Or you just going to adjust the sound levels when you do live?
Oh, before I do that, let's see. When you download the content, make sure you create.
When you download UDK.
Yeah, after you download UDK, in the content folder, create a SMNC folder, subfolder, and then you can put all the SuperMNC content in there. And there's also a batch file in our on the thread, so you can use to, for example, extract textures. So just drag one of the packages onto it. And that way you can extract any of the target files that come with it. And for example, here is Archer. And all the various textures. Ben's creating a texture guide, which should be out at some point soon, to explain how to create these different textures and what they all mean and how the material works.
Yeah, it's a unique setup for us, something I created. It's based off of some stuff there's some other game studios have shown, or even some other, there's some papers on physically based rendering, if anybody's familiar with that. These are somewhat based off of, but it's somewhat stylized for our game. And I'm working on a document that will explain how each of them function, what they're, from an artist's perspective, how they're used, as well as some basics as far as how to create the characters, materials, and how to set the textures for those materials and get them onto the characters.
All right, once you get everything to the right place, in UDK, if you load up the asset content browser, you'll see a SMNC folder. And there should be all the various assets. Now, it won't show up till you right-click on one of the assets and go fully load. Then you'll be able to see your results, for example. Once you're in here, you can do certain things like hold down L key, and then you can move the light around. model preview. Use the left mouse button to rotate around, use the right mouse button to zoom in, and use the middle to pan. So that should give you a preview of anything you create. You have a good idea with using our in-game shader. We'll have a more in-depth tutorial on how to import assets, how to set up shaders, materials, and textures.
Yeah, it's a, like I was saying before, it's a unique process for us that we created. So it's giving you a little bit more insight into how games get made, which tends to be a lot more complex than most people will give it credit for. So there's lots of steps here. A lot of them aren't too friendly, but we've done it a lot. We've gotten used to it, so we're kind of dull to how complex it is sometimes.
Yeah, and if you have any, obviously, have any questions on things that you'd like to see more in depth, we'll definitely cover it.
Like I said, I'm working on a document to write this all up. It's not going to be fully in depth. There's going to be a lot of stuff where I'm assuming you have knowledge about how to use 3D programs. I'm assuming you have knowledge about how to use Photoshop or GIMP or one of those other programs. And I'm assuming you have some knowledge on how to use UDK. But I'm giving you as much knowledge as I can about the stuff that's unique to our system.
I just loaded up a taunt to show you how to get that working. Once you double click on a model, under the Anim tab, the second tab up here, you can see all the different anim sets are there. And in this case, the salt. Again, we'll cover that in more depth in a video tutorial coming up.
Yeah. And once we release this content, well, the content's already released. Once we release the document, please use the forums. We'll try and answer the questions as we can. Either post them into the main thread here, and we'll try and integrate any questions people have back into the documentation or into the assets that we release, or create a new thread, and again, we'll do our best to answer that. Hopefully some of the people on there will get into this, and they'll help answer questions people have too.
I want to look at some of the stuff that people have been creating over the last, it's been less than a week since we released it on the forum. Can we cut back to the forum? All right, so let's look at some of these. This is Crush a Cake Rules Beatnik Cheston. It's in progress. Let's see. Meat Grinder. It's like a weapon prop by Skellington King. It's like a dual minigun update for Gunner. Leo Crown by Cookie. Oh, I like this one too. Symbolism. I love that freaky monkey. That's come along nicely too. So we're looking forward to seeing more content. As far as what we're going to do with the content, I think we're going to do some revenue sharing with the players, the content creators, and we'll have more information as we develop those ideas. So.
Yeah, so I look forward to seeing what crazy stuff people come up with.
Yeah, me too. That's we're excited about it. So that's about it for us, Supremacy. We have some other Supremacy stuff in development we can't really talk about right now, but hopefully in a future update. We just wanted to do a quick look at the user-created content. At this point, we're going to cut to Maver on Planetary Annihilation updates. Thanks, guys.
All right, Planetary Annihilation. So there's a few things we're going to go through here today. We actually have quite a long PA segment. The first thing I wanted to do was introduce Mark Scattergood.
Hey guys.
Otherwise known as
Garrett.
Garrett on the forum. Yeah, Garrett and W, because there's other Garretts apparently.
Apparently.
So Mark is a producer at Uber, works on a bunch of different stuff, including PA. And so the first order of business here is
Winners.
extreme close-up.
With clear envelope that you can actually see the names through. So we'll be doing the Grammys next. So first up, what we have with Logitech Gaming wanted to do a collaboration with us, do some cross promo. So they gave us some awesome gear. So 40 people who did pre-orders will be winning this, which is the optical G400 mouse. Awesome mouse. Actually, I think this is the same one I use on my desk.
Pretty sweet.
Very good wired mouse to use, and 40 of our users will be using that, and I think our guys will be putting those names on screen here in a minute. And as always, you get some awesome names like
Actually, my favorite is Le Pantoufle Le Magic. That's a pretty good one.
So we'll be slowly working our way through the names here. And like I said, there's 40 people will be getting these after the segment today. I'll be sending an email to everyone, getting your shipping address, and we'll be getting this stuff in the mail fairly soon to you guys.
Crone 123.
Ooh,
that's
Soupy
original.
Twist too. Now, I haven't had lunch yet. That's really not actually a very nice name to have up on screen right now.
Some guy apparently likes to kill dudes
Rob
named
Killer.
Rob.
Actually, that guy's name was Rob, as far as I could tell. So I think there might be a little bit of self-loathing going on there.
He's
So.
Rob, but he's also a killer.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right. Okay. So our second, our second tier winners will each win again the G400 mouse and the Logitech gaming headset. I don't know how well you can see that. The G930. So we have 3 winners who will get those, and that is excuse me. I'm not sure if this is Les Ports or Les Sports.
I'd say Les Sports.
Yeah, Les Sports. Kexan, and you can throw these on screen whenever you want, and Shadekinth. So congrats, guys. You guys will be getting that soon. We'll, again, email you after this.
I want to thank Logitech for throwing in the hardware.
Seriously.
I mean, anytime I can get people to give us hardware to give to our fans, I'm down with that, pretty much.
Yeah, and we're pretty much all using this hardware in our offices, at least the keyboards and mostly the mouses. Mouses. The mouses. But yeah, so the first prize winners, they get a pretty awesome pack here.
Yeah.
First off, they're getting the G35, which is a really fantastic stereo headset. They're getting the wireless G700. And we got 3 winners who are getting all this stuff. And my personal favorite, because this is what I use myself, is the G710. This is a fantastic mechanical keyboard. Good stuff. Thank you again, Logitech. And the winners of this are Morris46, Timkin, and my personal favorite, Corrupt Sock. So those guys, again, be in touch very shortly. And congrats, guys, and thanks for pre-ordering. And we're excited about getting a lot more stuff out here soon to all you guys.
So, are we missing our next? Okay. So, in future updates, Mark's pretty involved with the project. He's kind of, to kind of explain why you're on board. Uber traditionally hasn't had a whole lot of production type people in the past. We worked together in the past on a few games other people have probably played. And the idea here is for Mark to take load off of myself and off of Bob so that we can concentrate, or so I can concentrate on PA, and then Bob's trying to take some of the business load off me so that I can spend my time on PA. So Mark is the guy that when I need to do something that I would normally do myself, I go to him, and then he figures out how to make it happen. So I think you'll probably be hearing a lot more from Mark in the future.
Yeah, and if you're on the forums, you probably already have cursed my name at least a couple times already. So.
Yeah, he's like, you know how there's like good cop and bad cop? He's bad cop. He does the bad news, I do the good news.
So, and also, though, if you need anything, don't hesitate to get in touch on the forums, send an email. Try pretty quickly to get back in touch with whoever we can. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was a little bit sick over the last couple of weeks. I still am, actually. And yeah, you're probably going to get it anyway. You probably already had it. So, I've been trying to recover. We also had Kevin join the team recently. Kevin is a graphics programmer from the area here that's worked on a bunch of different stuff over many years. Worked at Monolith, worked at Microsoft.
And done a lot of startups and independent stuff, too.
Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. So he's helping out on the graphics side, so probably get him on in the future. Next up, after this, we're going to go and do some art concept stuff.
Yep.
Actually, I want to talk a little bit about the backer forum that we put up.
Oh yeah, which we launched 2 days ago, I think now.
Yeah.
So
the idea behind the backer forum was, when we originally put together the Kickstarter, we were thinking, it's nice to have a place can go and talk. And then as we kind of, started to run our forum, it was like, having it open is kind of nice. It's nice for me to have it all in one place. It's nice to be able to just have all the stuff factored in one place. The problem is there's a lot of stuff that I want to release that I don't feel comfortable talking about completely in public, but I do feel comfortable talking about with the backers. So that's kind of the idea of the backer forum, is to put the things in there that we don't necessarily feel comfortable releasing. It's a little bit experimental, to be honest. So we're going to show some art stuff, and when we do that, we'll put it into the backer forum so people can see it. The idea there is it's not supposed to be posted all over the internet. That's the idea.